Hey everyone, I am the Chosen One Legend here, as always joined by my co-host.
Hi, I'm Kai, also known as Fascurreyn.
And welcome back to the BunchaJokahs podcast. We are full on board the Smash hype train here because we just got the final Smash character reveal for at least a long time, if not forever. Who knows what's happening with the series, but
Yeah.
wow, it's been a ride, hasn't it, Kai?
It's been a very long process. They've been doing reveals for a long time now, and they're always hype. So it's a little sad to see it end, but there's been so many sort of good trailers to recount on. So
That's the thing, they have. We're going back all the way to sort of the Brawl days when we started to get character trailers. But they really kicked off with Smash 4 in particular, and then the DLC and then Ultimate. And like you said, even if you don't care for the character, there's no denying, they do the trailers so damn well. Which makes our job here a lot harder because we are, as you might have seen in the video title, we are going to be ranking our top 5 character reveal trailers. And we've both got separate lists here, so we don't know what each other have picked, so it's going to be kind of interesting here, but it was really hard. I'm still not sure on my fifth one even. It's harder than I expected, you know.
yeah, we were
But I
just
guess-
saying before recording, there's just so many good character reveals, and you're like, okay, I've narrowed them down. There's still over 5 times the amount that we would put on the list left. There's like 30 left. What are we doing?
Yeah,
It's so hard.
it's ridiculous because they're all so good. But you know what, we're going to give it a shot, and of course, your opinions will probably differ to ours, but you know what, leave that in the comments. Say what yours are, respectfully, hopefully. You know, I know how heated Smash can get.
Yeah, one big thing to preface this, by the way, is we've tried ranking these, I believe, less so on the hype of the character itself, but putting a lot of emphasis on the trailer, right? So just because it's a character we both really wanted in, that doesn't necessarily mean it's off the best trailer or anything like that.
Exactly. We are going simply by the reveal trailers, so we're not talking about how the character plays or anything like that. That being said, obviously, how hyped we are will influence how much we enjoy the trailer. It's going to have some impact, because these are not objective lists. But, like you say, there's so much more that goes into the trailers. The cinematography of it, the music and the atmosphere. So, dialogue for some of them. So it could be interesting to see what we end up. I have no clue what Kai's list is going to be, but in fact, why don't we just get straight into things, Kai? Why don't you get us started with your number 5 pick?
Okay, so just again, these are our opinions, and my opinions are fact. They're objective truths.
Yep.
So
Kai is best friends with Sakurai, so
yep, he's my uncle. So yeah, my number 5 pick was Min Min, actually.
right.
And again, no personal connection to Min Min. I think Arms is cool, and I think it definitely deserved a rep personally. But I think Min Min was great. I think the hype was slightly lost, and I wasn't sure to put Min Min on the list over some other characters, just because we already knew that it was going to be an Arms character.
Yeah.
But the trailer opens up, and I think immediately people can tell it's Min Min. You know, the hype of I didn't expect it to be this character isn't there. It's more so in the quality of the trailer itself, and it's beautifully animated is the main part of it that I like. It's really cool to see all the Arms characters fighting over the invitation for Smash. I know that's been a thing before, such as in Terry's trailer as well. How they have loads of different characters fighting for it, but I think this was the best iteration of that.
I think the one reason it really worked here was that it really could have been any of them. It wasn't like with sort of the Terry's trailer, you sort of knew it's going to be Terry. He was the SNK rep they're going to pick. But it really was like, are they going to go Springman? Are they going to go Ribbon Girl? Twin Tails popular? It really could have been any of them, which I think added to the intensity of the trailer, despite knowing it was an Arms fighter.
Yeah, I just really enjoyed the animation of all the characters fighting each other for it. And then at the same time, in the ramen shop with just Captain Falcon, the aggressive slurps were probably my favourite part of the trailer completely. Just
they
that
got
extra bit of humour they added was so good.
They got Captain Falcon's voice actor back for the first time in years to record new lines, just to do the slurping for it. it was
Oh, and
so
he gave
good.
it all he had. It was
He
great.
did. Honestly, like, I think Min Min's not really going to be a popular one in these kind of lists, but I had her pretty high up too. Not my top 5, but she was in the top 10, I think. So,
Right.
yeah, it was just a really well done trailer. The music was banging, as it always is with Armor's music, and it was just a really fun one, so I can definitely see why you picked it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it was just one. I know Min Min. Everyone's always like, "Oh, Min Min and Byleth are like the least type Smash characters, and Min Min's bad." And so I don't care about what you think of Min Min in the game or anything like that. I think Arms deserved a rep, and the trailer was bloody cool. So that's I just think it was neat.
Agreed. So, I guess this is time for my 5th one, and you know what? I'm going to knuckle down on one. I'm sorry to the other, but I have to make a decision here.
Okay.
And like you, I'm going for one that I don't think will be the highest on a lot of people's lists, but I'm picked Little Mac and his reveal trailer back in Smash
Yeah.
4. And much like you said with Min Min's, part of it is the animation. And the way that they did the intro and the build-up of him working out and preparing himself with the training music playing from Punch-Out games. This was probably the first reveal trailer that I remember actually getting hyped out myself back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I was not really a Punch-Out fan, I might have played a bit of the NES game, I hadn't played the Wii game or anything. It's just the way they build up into it, and then they do that whole joke with Samus sort of pointing him down to him, and him just
Yeah.
knocking her out into space.
KO punch afterwards. Yeah.
Exactly, it was just a perfect reveal for him and the kind of fighter he is.
Yeah.
I think. What did you think of that trailer then?
I got very, very close to choosing Little Mac, but there's something in that trailer and a couple of others I'll explain later that's like a really cool umbrella sort of that they all come under. But yeah, I think Little Mac had great animation in his trailer as well, and I just really like Doc Lewis's sort of dialogue over the top of it, and the fact that he said like, "You ain't no air fighter, Mac." That showed
The punch
off his
is mightier
character
than the
perfectly.
sword.
Yeah, I just thought overall, like, the sort of build-up beforehand, like you say, was brilliant. So, yeah, I thought that the trailer was excellent.
I think a lot of my favourite ones are the ones that have the dialogue in them, because that really adds a lot of personality, and that's really what these reveal trailers are about, as I'll get to more in some of my later picks. They're not just about, being exciting for the current fans of the character, it's for showing other people who aren't fans of the character why they should like this character and what's cool about them and what kind of character they are in a short 2-minute trailer. And they just did that perfectly with Little Mac's training montage and going into him just, yeah, he's a small little dude, I relate, but he can punch some serious... He can just punch things, that's really it, but he does it well. So...
Can you also relate to that part, being able to punch it?
Let's just say yes.
Okay.
And just don't ever test me on that in real life, and we'll be fine.
That's fair enough.
But Kai, what is your number 4 pick?
Alright, number 4 is actually... I don't know, I was debating how far up to put this one, because in a way, it's actually my favourite trailer. It's the one I enjoy the most, but I wouldn't say it's my favourite. But this is the one I enjoy the most. And it's another very adverse pick. It's Duck Hunt, actually.
Oh.
It's one of those ones that everyone always overlooks because it's Duck Hunt. Who cares about Duck Hunt? And I also don't really care about the character. But the trailer is really cool. Just starting off with the regular Duck Hunt, and then it's the 8-bit characters come along, and it's like, oh, okay, that part's quite neat. And then the transition to the the updated graphics, I love that. I don't know why, but I really liked the Wii U animation style.
Yeah.
So that was cool. But then, how in every Smash trailer, basically, you have the reveal part with the animation, and then you have the gameplay focus. The thing about Duck Hunt is the gameplay part of his trailer is phenomenal. It's the best one. Because all the others, just show off, the gimmick of the character, maybe, and just, like, general moves, right? And they're always quite cool, but they're not the focus of the trailer. For me, Duck Hunt's focus of the trailer is the gameplay part. And even that's not overly notable, because it's like, the main thing is the music. The music of the trailer is very catchy, and all of Duck Hunt's moves are in time with the music.
Yes.
It's like a fully choreographed thing, and for some reason, I really enjoy that. So that part of the trailer really stood out to me as just like, this is really fun. You know, it's not necessarily hype, but it is really just fun to watch. And I was rewatching it a couple times earlier today, and it's just, I don't know why I gained so much enjoyment out of it. But the music being in time with Duck Hunt's moves in the trailer was just excellent. I wish they did that more.
Yeah, I like the whole thing with like showing that the third player is the gun guy using
Yes.
the Nintendo Zapper. That was a really cool feature.
That's the other part, is the part where it pauses the screen, zooms out, and shows the perspective of it to show that this is actually like a trio team.
Yeah.
I just thought that was excellent. Again, like, it's just genius to show off the character's gameplay like that.
It's just it's a trailer with a lot of personality. When I went to rewatch them, it was one I was like, it's Duck Hunt, so well, I've got to watch them all. But it did have a lot of charm to it. I liked when Mario just did the bring it motion, little 8-bit Mario doing the bring it. It was that is such a funny moment that actually got a genuine laugh out of me. So yeah, it's a good pick. I like that one.
Yeah, it's just fun.
So I'm afraid I'm going to go a bit more mainstream probably for my
Okay.
for my fourth pick, but I'm kind of also cheating here because I'm kind of putting two together, and you'll see why. I'm talking about the K. Rool reveal trailer and the Banjo reveal trailer for my number 4 pick.
When now, deciding, I grouped them together as well. Don't worry.
Yeah, because it's hard. If I had to pick one, I would say K. Rool just because it's the original, but because they both build off each other so well, they're a perfect duo. And man, it just never gets old. That first moment watching that trailer when you're like, "Oh shit, it's K. Rool." And then DDD comes out, which is even funnier when you realise he's voiced by Sakurai and just starts laughing at you. And then, of course, K. Rool comes down and just slaps DDD around the back of their head. And it's just so good. It's got, of course, the remix of Gameplate Galleon in there.
Yep.
It's got just them two charging at each other with a massive punch, and it's just a really cool trailer. And the fake out is one of those moments that just stands out. And then, of course, they do it. It's really
funny.
Yeah, I was watching it. I was crossed between like holy shit and man, this is hilarious. You know, I couldn't pick a lane. If we were reacting to that now, you would see that mix. But then Banjo comes along, and it does basically the same thing, but it's the perfect way to do that. And I think what I really loved, it's a small detail, but in the original, when K. Rool finally shows up, like their eyes just go bulbous and pop out, and they're like all terrified. In the Banjo reveal trailer, when Banjo comes up, they just start cheering, which is just so fitting.
I feel like that with both of those trailers, like, whoever was directing the trailers the most, like, they knew exactly how the fans were reacting and just echoed that. Just put so perfect.
For sure.
Like, that was probably the trailer, I think, out of all of them, was the most aware of the audience, more than any other trailer. Like, they really knew what people wanted.
I definitely think so. I think, again, there's one that sort of comes close to that for me is like the whole Sora trailer when they ended it, which is a little spoiler for you. That was going to be that's my 6th pick. That was one I was thinking of.
That was also my number 6 pick, actually.
Was it? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess just got to add it quickly here. I just liked how that ended everything together. It wrapped up nicely, so that was a good one.
Great callback, great reveal, yeah.
But yeah, King K. Rool and Banjo, they just... It's probably the funniest trailer. It's definitely the one that's, like you say, is the most aware, and it just knows exactly what audience the reaction is going to have to it. Oh, sorry, what reaction the audience is going to have to it. And it just plays with you, and just, even though you know he's coming when they do the fake out, still part of you's like, come on, come on, come on. And then when it finally revealed it's K. Rool, it's Banjo.
And there's Duck
Such
Hunt
a big
in
moment.
that trailer as well, because of course there are other similarities. It's just
Yes, Duck Hunt was there. Yeah, that was a perfect pick there. So, good, really fun trailers. I love them both.
And the
but
music
now,
always added hype to them as well. So
yeah, Banjo-Kazooie and of course Gameplay Galleon from Donkey Kong Country, great soundtracks. But we're on to the top 3 now. Kai, what's your number 3 pick?
Oh, speaking of good soundtracks, I've given in to personal bias here. I will admit a little bit. Shulk, nice and simple. Just Shulk was the first trailer out of any of them where I really started to get invested in the hype. Like, I enjoyed all the ones before that, you know, like say Little Mac and Wii Fit Trainer, all those ones before. I was like, oh, that's really cool. But because I had a connection to Shulk because of enjoying Xenoblade already, that was the point where I was like, actually, these trailers are really hype. I need to keep watching them when they come out.
Yeah.
So that was really like the switch on for me for the trailers. But overall, again, it's another really well animated one. Bowser in Gower Plains with the butterfly. The backslash opening, of course, iconic.
I'm really feeling
yeah,
it.
I'm really fit. There were a lot of memes that came out of that trailer.
Really, yeah. That was
I'm really
that. It
feeling
was a great one.
Shulk for Caesar fight, and then it's yeah. I think everything about it was great. Like leading on from that part where they had the Vision show up. I love the fact that I don't know who on the direction team for these trailers likes Shulk so much, but the fact that they not only used his vision mechanic here, but also in future trailers like the World of Light trailer. The fact that they used it again, I really loved, and I think they just did it great here. The fact he managed to hold off Link and Marth at the same time. Not necessarily beating them, because they're both very strong characters, but he is strong enough to hold them off.
Yeah. I remember watching this trailer in a Pizza Hut because I was I was out at the time, so it's a weird story for me. But and this was before I played Xenoblade, or all I knew was it was the series that Chugga Conroy was currently playing, and that I needed to get around to it someday. But this trailer, with the music and with the atmosphere and the stage, it did make me want to try out. It added to me wanting to try out Xenoblade, so I owe it a lot, basically just based on that alone. And
yeah. I think as well as that, it was the music in this one as well. Is the fact you had at the beginning, it was the regular Gower Plains theme, and then once he sees a vision, and then all the excitement starts up with Link and Marth appearing, it turns into the medley version with the electric guitar. And I'll probably mention it in some other video if we ever cover anything that involves it, but I really like the original Xenoblade Chronicles medley, even though I know most people don't. Purely because the Gower Plains part, it's electric guitar Gower Plains. What more could you want? Oh my god, it's amazing. I love the transition there. And then the transition into gameplay, the fact that they showed off, all the Monado arts. I just think it was excellent. The gameplay part was brilliant, and the trailer itself was great. It wasn't only my hype that made me pick it for third place, basically. It was the actual quality of the trailer itself. It just, from beginning to end, it felt like it did everything right. So. I
also like that bit in the trailer where it shows different Shulks jumping up, and then it reveals one of them just Shulk in his underwear.
Yeah.
I think that's just such a... Wait, what? For someone who hadn't played Xenoblade, seeing that, I was like, was he in his underwear?
It was an odd detail that they added, because you can, of course, you can do that in Xenoblade Chronicles, but...
Yeah.
I that's one thing I wasn't a huge fan of when Shulk actually joined Smash, is a lot of the jokes with him weren't ones that I found particularly interesting. It's like, Naked Shulk, and Menando, and I'm really feeling it, and I'm like... They weren't originally that big. I mean, there's better Xenoblade Chronicles jokes, but in the end, I was still happy that he had hype. I was like, it's better than nothing.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm glad that his trailer had the memes, even if I felt like the original Xenoblade memes were funnier.
Yeah. Well, I guess for me, going on to my number 3, we're going back to Smash 4 again here, and this one it's not a character I'm particularly crazy about, but it's such a beautifully animated trailer, and that's Palutena's, because man, that was the thing that made me say, make a Smash Bros anime, please, because Pit and Link fighting at the beginning, I think this is probably a popular pick here. It's just so good. The way it's got those exaggerated anime physics, like how his hookshot goes wild and latches onto him. The move where Link,
so well done.
He just kicks Pit and sends him flying, which is not very much a Link move, but it just works so well in the trailer.
Yeah.
It's just so... That's really it. The main reason is just, the animation itself. But not just that. The way that sort of Palutena comes in with the Kid Icarus sense of humour. Like, I'm not here to help you, Pit. Sends him launching up into space.
I'm here to fight you, yeah.
Yeah, it's got such personality to it. And the banter between Pit and Palutena and Viridi is famous for what makes Kid Icarus Uprising so good. It makes the Palutena's guidance in the game really good as well. And the fact that you have that in the trailer, along with the boss music from Kid Icarus which plays, which is such a good tune. It's one of those ones that, again, I liked Kid Icarus Uprising, great game. I wasn't mega hyped for Palutena, but this trailer made me hyped for her. Just because of the way it was animated and the way it was just paced perfectly, and it had that sense of humour to it as well. So it's sort of, it hit all different targets there for me. And again, I just want to watch more of this. I really want them to make a Smash Bros. Anime in that style because there's so much they could do
if they
with
did
it.
another trailer with that at some point. But,
Yeah, yeah. If we got like Hades or for example in Smash or something, but
yeah.
maybe in the future. At least they did make the Kid Icarus shorts, which are in a sort of similar style of animation,
That's true.
which are quite nice. But yeah, that was honestly this was a now like we're in the top three. They're all very very close to me. This could have been first, really. It's just such a well done reveal. But
yeah, I'm with you there, mate.
what about your number 2, Kai? We're getting tense here now.
Alright, this is the one I actually think I have the most to talk about. It's, again, another character I don't really care about much personally, but I think the trailer was excellent. It is from the Wii U, Mega Man. And
yes.
I just think the design of this trailer was amazing. The hype at the beginning of, showing him on the hill. They actually, one thing I'm going to draw quick attention to is the art style for this one was brilliant, just how much it showed Mega Man as a force, and they did the exact same, I think it was like the exact same area basically, the same scenery and the same art style for Bowser Jr.'s trailer. And I haven't included that on here, but they made, real quick, they made Bowser Jr. really threatening in his trailer, only for him to be like bottom tier in Smash 4 and Wii U. Like Smash Wii U and Ultimate, I mean, he's like bottom tier in both. But anyway, Mega Man, animated brilliantly. The hype of actually revealing it is Mega Man was really cool. Again, one of the most deserved characters, even though this was a long time ago. And the main topic here to bring up is the presentation of the moves in battle and how they sort of transfer from the trailer animation to the game. Is the constant part where they were showing like, oh, Fire Man or whatever they call it, I can't remember, Blaze Man.
Yeah.
And they use the down smash, and then they use all the other moves, and it shows it off first to like attack the enemies in the trailer in the animation, and then they show it off in the gameplay as well. I think the transitions there were just really cool. It was like the perfect way of showing off what the character's all about. It did show that he was a force, and it was one of the first Smash 4 trailers as well. So just overall, it was a brilliant start to show off what Smash Wii U was going to be like.
It did this trend that a lot of trailers do, including one that I'm going to mention later, but where it's always done since, where sort of the character is losing, then suddenly kicks into gear and fights back and takes over. Yeah. But this was the first trailer to do it, and it does it quite possibly the best. When the music for the Mega Man 2 music, I think it's Wily's Castle, kicks in.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like when that kicks in and then it just hypes up. It's the same as the Shulk trailer with Gale Plains, like I mentioned. It's just like when they kick in the music, it gets faster, it gets more hype, and yeah, that sort of moment is the part I really enjoy. Like you may have noticed, the only Ultimate character I've introduced on this list so far is Min Min, and that's simply because I do like the Ultimate trailers. But I feel like with the gameplay, they show off the general moves and they show off mechanics, but there seems to be a very big disconnect from the trailer and the gameplay. And that's a bridge that I feel like they made with only the Wii U trailers, where they really did show off both at the same time almost. I feel like the only Ultimate trailer that did that was like the Ken Incineroar one. But overall it's just something I really enjoyed with the old trailers, where they did a genuinely good job of showing off what the characters were all about within the trailer they were revealed in. Whereas nowadays, of course, they had the showcases instead.
See, I think one thing that I also really like about that trailer was the way it transitioned directly from the reveal trailer for Smash 4. So we started with the Smash 4 reveal trailer with Villager. It's like, oh, Villager's in, that's really cool.
Yes.
Then it does that, goes to black, and then you get the challenger approaching and the little sirens. And you're like, wait, what? There's more? And the way it builds into Mega Man with that, zooms in on him and then blink, in comes the helmet, It built up to it in the way that... Because before this, all we had were like the Brawl trailers, which weren't very good. I mean, let's be real
trailers
here.
were just Sonic and Snake, and
they
weren't very good.
They weren't very good at all, which granted they're starting out, but this showed you it was the perfect way to kick into gear. This is how we're doing things now. And that moment of like, you think it's done, you think, we've got Villager, it's cool. Sirens play. What? It was perfect.
Yeah.
So
That's another part of it as well, is that I was thinking including Villager to mention, like, you know, the opening of Smash Wii U, because I really liked the opening Smash Wii U with that animation. But then I thought, nah, Mega Man's at the end of it. That feels even more hype. The fact that they had all this really cool showcase, and then it's like, Mega Man? Where's he?
Yeah.
What's he doing, man?
I think Mega Man.
Yeah, just so hype.
Yeah, when I started out, I was like, oh, Mega Man's for sure making my top. Then I got down and realised, wait, there's so many good ones. Oh no, I can't fit him in. But I'm glad you mentioned him there.
I almost didn't include him, actually. I was going to have Sora in, but then I rewatched the trailer. I was like, actually, this is insanely good. It's going all the way up to number 2. So.
But now that you've had your biased pick, Kai, and I'm surprised we haven't had any crossover yet, actually, which is quite impressive.
Yeah.
But here's my biased pick. It's, of course, it's Pyra and Mythra. I had to pick it. Just, I mean, if you watch my reaction, the moment that Xenoblade starts, I just go, just because we're waiting so long. But
like,
even beyond,
what is this?
Yeah, and then you thought it was Xenoblade 3,
so it has to be Smash. We were like, I was like, this doesn't make chronological sense in the trailer because of, I guess, certain character things I won't spoil, but
it's
yeah,
just that
like,
build-up.
Makes sense.
I love, like, of course, as a Xenoblade fan, I've got to mention, of course, I have a bias here. That was the only characters I've ever really wanted in Smash. Even back in 4, when they did the Smash ballot, I put Girahim because I didn't know who to put. So
yeah, I put
there was no one. Yeah, there was no one I was particularly bothered about. But until Xenoblade 2, and I was like, I just really want to rep him. And then the way it builds up into it, you're like, this is Smash for sure, but you're doubting it right until the last moment, until Pyro turns around and I've got an invitation to join Smash. And it's just so good. I mean, the way it's animated to look like the game originally, and you've got all the characters in there. But particularly, I think, even outside of course, my personal bias, it does what I said I love earlier, and that is narration, and nailing that character narration and personality. And Rex's voice actor, he gets a lot of flack, but as well as being good in the main game, I think, he nailed it here in this trailer.
Yeah,
and his banter between...
He did a great job.
Yeah. And of course, we've got to shout out to Sky, because, like I said earlier, another perfect thing about these trailers is showing you who the characters are and what they're like. And it immediately does that, like when Mythra switches in, which is of course a hype moment. It's the moment of they're losing, but suddenly here comes the powerful bit.
Yes.
When she switches in and she's like, oh, are they planning on winning? Kind of feel bad for them, you know. It immediately shows you the difference between Pyra and Mythra and their personalities and what they're like, without even needing to have played the game. And that's the sign of a good a character trailer, when it immediately brings that personality in. And it also does, I kind of think, like you said, like what the Smash 4 trailers do well, in merging the gameplay with the trailer, in how it introduces her foresight, and how of course they're calling out their moves and Rex is commenting on them.
Mm-hmm.
I want to watch it again. I'm just talking about it, but
I think on top of that was the timing of when it was revealed as well. Like we can't avoid mentioning how did we do the interview, and then like was it 2 days later it was like, oh, Smash reveal.
I think we recorded the interview like the day before we found out there was going to be a Nintendo Direct, and 3 days before the character was revealed. Yeah. And 4 days before we were planning to upload the video, so
the timing was ridiculous. So perfect on it.
Yeah. But yeah, of course, if I was being completely objective, which we're not here, but if I was being completely objective, it probably would be a little bit lower. But when it comes to a trailer that really just captures the energy and the atmosphere of its home game and brings it forth into how they're going to play in the Smash trailer. It added a cool detail it didn't need to, with having them face Shulk at the end again.
Yeah.
The reveal of Gramps as the stage and just seeing the Titans fly by. It's just so perfect in how it represents all of Xenoblade's world. And I think that is, like, as much as I do like Shulk's, I think that's why I put this rather than Shulk's, is he doesn't really speak in these besides the meme lines, so it lacks a bit of that personality.
Back in the Wii U ones, they didn't speak, which I miss.
Besides a few of the like Fire Emblem ones.
All Fire Emblems, Fire Emblem.
Yeah, but they went all on board with the personality for Pyra and Mythra, and it just made it my most hype reveal. I wasn't actually thinking of putting it this high up until I watched my reaction, and just seeing the way that I reacted to it, and I was hyperventilating the entire time.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I have to pick it. But yeah,
I
it was
think
a
the
really
only
good
reason I
reveal of
didn't
them.
put it higher is because it felt, for me personally, like it was very bizarre seeing more Xenoblade 2 animated cutscenes. So
Yeah.
mentally, I just think of it more as like a, I think of it more as a Xenoblade 2 trailer than a Smash trailer. If that, weirdly enough, I don't know. Again,
Yeah,
I
it
think it's
does
just
look.
because of the animation style, but I associate it more with Xenoblade 2 than I do Smash, even though it's a Smash trailer.
Yeah, it was a bit. Usually, I prefer the ones that don't start with the game, but sort of do like the and here's the character, here's a surprise. But
Yeah.
in this case, I think just the way it built its own story around it of Rex searching for her was a very clever way of doing it. And
Hmm.
yeah, you know she's in Smash, she's in Smash, she's in Smash. Then it happens, you're like yes. So yeah, it was just a great build up for me. But again, as you know, we could very well talk about Xenoblade for hours here. So Kai, give us your favourite character reveal trailer in Smash history.
Alright, well, it's obviously Mario. No, okay. I do actually want to give a quick sort of honourable mention to a trailer. Don't worry, it's not just number 6 or anything like that. It's one thing I found out while watching all the trailers for this is they kind of did trailers in Smash Melee, like not official ones, but they did have trailers to show off some of the new characters, like Zelda, Sheik, Peach, that sort of thing. And one of the trailers, I just wanted to bring it up, is Bowser's trailer. For some reason, the trailer uses Mute City as its backing track. So it's just F-Zero music. And the trailer opens up with Bowser. You know how he used to have that really weird sprint where he just kind of hunched his head forward and
Yeah,
like sort of floated across the stage?
yeah.
He just did that along the F-Zero track with Mute City playing in the background. And I just saw it and I was like, what is this? Why?
I need to watch that. I have not seen that, but I'm going to watch that now.
It's just like, why is there a Bowser trailer with it's just F-Zero? Is this an F-Zero crossover? What's going on? But anyway, with that out of the way, my favourite trailer is one from the Wii U again. Or I guess Smash 4, because it does count as 3DS. And it's kind of two characters. You could consider it an infinite amount of characters, I don't know. It's the trailer for the Mii Fighters and Amiibo.
Right, yeah.
So this is one that's often, not looked at because it's not a character, it's just the concept of Mii Fighters and Amiibos. But I don't know, this trailer gives me life. This was back when we had Iwata and Reggie as like, the two big figureheads of Nintendo. And man, they just do a great job in this trailer of giving it life. Having them, sit there and fight each other, and then they bring out, they bring out the gamepad and the Pro Controller. They go on the screen, and they show the actual Mii Fighters in battle, being like, you can customize these however you want. I still love the concept of Mii Fighters, and I just think this trailer did a really cool job of showing sort of the life behind the game, because of course we very rarely have that outside of the more recent Sakurai stuff. Like back then there wasn't really any of that within Smash, it was all outside of it.
Yeah.
So it was very cool to see that, and then just the really cool editing parts where, for example, you had Iwata doing the the green missile, essentially Luigi's sidekick.
Yeah.
You essentially had him doing that. You had the part that looks like it came right out of JoJo, just with the punches and the hand stops. It was very hype. Basically, it was very hype, and then bringing in the Mario amiibo at the end and Reggie getting like blasted away. Man, I just think it was great. It showed off a lot of personality that the game, I feel like a lot of fans appreciated, at least.
It was an interesting one, because I didn't even think to put this one so high, but when you think about it, yeah, I mean, the way it started, and you're like, wait, what's happening here? And then Reggie and Iwata just start fighting each other. And
just scrapping.
you're like, wait, what? But it's so good. And it's just, I think it just embodies the fun of Smash. Just how ridiculous and stupid it is, but it's so fun. So when you think of it that way, it really is the perfect representation of what Smash is. And the fact that you can put yourself in the battle and add and from now we've got like Sans me costumes and all ridiculous stuff that spawned from this. It
Yeah.
it was really good.
You know what sort of helped me figure this one out is there's been a lot of memes lately, or mainly before Sora was announced, and it was all like, Sakurai's going to add himself as the final Smash character, and say, I'm going to beat everyone up in Smash. And everyone was making jokes about Sakurai being the final Smash fighter. And I was like, we basically... And everyone was talking about how good that would be and how funny and cool it'd be. I'm like, we did that already for the Wii U. It wasn't Sakurai himself, it's the other two, but... It's like, you say that's a really cool trailer, everyone. We already have that, but everyone forgets that the Mii Fighters were a trailer because it wasn't a character, and it was very different and missed a lot of the cool stuff the trailers normally do.
Yeah.
I just love how abstract they made it. Like, because there's been no other trailer that was like that. Nothing even comes close in terms of how unique it was.
Yeah, that's a good pick, and that does mean we have completely separate lists with no crossover. Which is very
insane.
interesting, actually.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah, me neither. But I guess I might as well give you my favourite reveal trailer here now, which is not a character, at least at the time, I was attached to. We're going over to Ultimate, and Ultimate's DLC now, a semi-recent one, but it's just the one that I just think is just, like I said earlier, what these trailers are about is showing off that character, and this did the best job of doing that, of any of them I find. And that was Sephiroth's trailer, because the way that, I mean, I hadn't played the games at the time, I've since played Final Fantasy VII and Remake, but yeah, he is the villain, the ultimate powerful villain. Yeah. And the way he's introduced by just one-shotting the final boss of Ultimate.
That was
and
insane,
then just
actually.
One-Winged Angel begins playing, and he just descends down. That is Sephiroth in a nutshell. It was just the perfect... I've never seen a trailer that so captures the essence of their character and how they would interact with the world of Smash, which is just straight up killing the most powerful character, essentially.
Well, in the first World of Light trailer, Galeem was insane. Everyone was like, this is the most powerful Smash character. He destroyed everyone. Kirby only just managed to get away. So the fact that Sephiroth just shows up and... just one shots him, like you say, is just that is such an impact. Yeah.
Of course, One-Winged Angel helps make this trailer because it's such a good tune, and the way of how cinematic it is. There's some really cool gameplay shots in there, like the one where he does his upward slash and it makes it look like he's cutting Midgar stage in half. Yeah, there's some really cool editing tricks in there. But then you've got my favourite bit of the trailer where he stabs Mario, or it makes it look like he stabbed Mario. In a homage to Advent Children. And that is the jaw drop reaction where everybody, us included, were just like, what the shit? What?
I know they already kind of did it with Luigi, but...
straight up impaled him, yeah.
And then it was even funnier afterwards with the reveal that he wasn't actually stabbed.
Yeah, with the dungarees, and then Cloud comes in to fight him, and then in the middle of this epic fight between these two anime heroes, you just see Mario get sent flying off Sephiroth's sword. It's it's so ridiculous, but so perfect. And it's the one at the time it made me like, oh, gosh, I need to play Final Fantasy VII. So it did it in that job, and now looking at as a fan of Final Fantasy VII, it's like, that is so Sephiroth. They just absolutely nailed his personality and character. So even though he's not my most hyped character, it wasn't even my most hyped reaction to Smash, I think it just, looking back at it just nailed the character in the way that no other trailer quite did. And it left me just in awe of it. It was ridiculous. And it was a perfect place. The Game Awards was the perfect place for it, for that audience. But it's just so funny every time. I'm never going to get over that image of him impaling Mario. It just burned into my mind. It's so good.
Yeah.
But,
well, one of the things about the trailers which we've not talked too much about so far is the initial surprise of the character. A lot of the ones we've both chosen are ones that don't have much of a surprise beforehand, like you kind of gradually know anyway, such as, Duck Hunt, for example. Like you could tell it was him as soon as it showed up. It wasn't that surprising. But Sephiroth, of course, with Galeem was the impact, but then also the outside context of We didn't think that there was going to be anything to do with Final Fantasy in the game anymore because of the 2 songs in Wii U and all that sort of thing, where it was really restrictive. Everyone was like, it can't be Sephiroth because there's no, there's nothing there for them. And then they just did it anyway, and it was great.
Yeah, it was.
The surprise was there.
Definitely, I love the surprise aspects, and like you said, a lot of mine didn't have that, but it's one that I really like. I didn't mention Steve's. I thought Steve's was great when he like mines his way in, and you're like,
oh, it's so
that
humorous,
drop of, oh my god, they actually did it, and it just looks so dumb with just Mario looking at this blocky dude.
He looks terrified.
So that's a great one as well. There are so many good ones. Of course, those are our top 5 each, but I feel like if we gave it a few months, we could both have entirely different lists. Just watching them back again, because they're just so good, and they're all full of personality. And like I said, that's why we want to hear yours. Please do comment below. What is your top 5 reveal trailers? I know it's painful to pick from your children, but you have to do it. It's just
you have to choose between your children. Oh goodness.
Yes, that's it. It's a harder decision here, but but yeah, that is it. So thank you so much for watching. We really do appreciate you guys staying around. And yeah, please stay tuned to the rest of our content. We've got next week's video, if you're watching this when it comes out, we're going to be doing some Smash gameplay showing off Sora, because he'll be coming out 2 days after this video is released. And yeah, we've got plenty more of our regular podcasts and extra discussions, some special videos with Pokemon coming up, so it should be a good time. And I also want to mention, we're not too far off 100 subscribers, so if you haven't subscribed yet, maybe give it a little go. We've only got 8 left. If we get to 100, Kai will play Astral Chain on stream, won't you, Kai?
Will I?
Let's say yes.
We'll see.
One day. Might be a few
day,
years, but one day. But yeah, that's it. Kai, speaking of the streams, where can people find you at?
At my streams. Twitch.tv/Fascurreyn. Still playing through Great Ace Attorney. Getting near the end of the game now. We're on, I think by the time this comes out, we may be finished with Case 4. It's a lot of fun. It's really a lot of fun. I'll be talking about that a bit more in a future podcast. But if you don't mind spoilers, feel free to come in and see what's going on.
Absolutely. And also, of course, we've got to give a special shout out to our graphic designer Sam, who creates all the logo and the thumbnails and all of the graphics you see. So go check him out. A link to his Twitter will be in the description below. I don't know if he even posts on Twitter, but it's there anyway. So. And yeah, just stay tuned to the channel for more content, and we will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.
Bye.